because she wanted to put up a picture of him getting his pants pulled down.
I seen him do it before. I seen him even tell people on the phone before, like, yo, like he did Wendy Williams.
Wendy Williams is back in the spotlight, and this time it's not for her iconic one-liners or controversial celebrity takedowns. Rumors are swirling that Wendy is preparing to launch a major lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, and let's just say this decades-long feud may be hitting its peak. The story between these two is straight out of a Hollywood thriller: betrayal, power moves, and alleged threats that could make anyone's jaw drop. So, what's really going on here? Is Wendy finally seeking justice for what she claims Diddy did to her back in the 90s? Let's dive in.
This is Wendy Williams, the hottest radio host in New York City.
For those who don't know, Wendy and Diddy go way back. Their history is messy, dramatic, and filled with accusations that would make even the most seasoned gossip enthusiast gasp. The alleged incidents trace back to Wendy's early days on New York's Hot 97 radio station, where she was known for spilling tea like no one else in the game. But being the queen of gossip came at a cost. And according to Wendy, Diddy was one of the people who made sure she paid the price.
When she put out those pictures of the dude pulling his pants down, and it looked like some gay act that was going on, he got on the phone.
Wendy has long maintained that Diddy was behind her sudden firing from Hot 97 in 1998. At the time, Wendy was at the height of her radio career, building her reputation as a fearless voice in hip-hop journalism. But her boldness didn't sit well with everyone, especially Diddy, who Wendy claimed was furious over her on-air comments about him. She hinted heavily and repeatedly that Diddy's personal life wasn't as squeaky clean as his public image suggested, and this allegedly didn't go over well with the music mogul. In fact, Wendy has said that Diddy used his influence in the music industry to orchestrate her removal from the station. It wasn't just a firing, according to her. It was career sabotage.
Let me tell you this. When I get back to New York City, if she's on the radio station, he's talking to a radio executive.
But the drama doesn't stop there. Wendy has also accused Diddy of sending an all-female group from his record label to physically intimidate her outside the radio station. Yes, you heard that right. Wendy has spoken openly about how members of Total, one of the girl groups signed to Diddy's Bad Boy Records, confronted her in what she described as a menacing manner. She's even called it a life-threatening situation, claiming their actions were orchestrated by Diddy himself to silence her. "They jumped out of a cab ready to come after me," Wendy once recounted on her talk show. "To beat me down. For what? Telling the truth, it was ridiculous." She's also mentioned that her then-boyfriend, Kevin Hunter, who would later become her husband, was there to witness the whole ordeal.
He said, nobody that I deal with, nobody that I know is gonna do anything with y'all. No business at all.
Fast forward to today, and these allegations are taking on a whole new life. With Diddy now facing a tidal wave of legal troubles from other directions, Wendy's claims from the past are suddenly being looked at in a new light. And let's be real, Wendy has never been one to let a grudge go quietly. Sources close to her have hinted that she's finally ready to take legal action against Diddy, seeking compensation for the financial and emotional toll his alleged actions took on her career. If these rumors are true, this lawsuit could be explosive.
When we got back to New York City, Wendy Williams was in Philly at a new station.
The timing of all this is interesting, to say the least. Diddy is already under intense scrutiny with numerous lawsuits and allegations piling up against him. And while Wendy's potential lawsuit isn't connected to those cases, it certainly adds fuel to the fire. Some fans are even calling it poetic justice, pointing out that Wendy has been calling out Diddy's behavior for years, long before anyone else dared to. "Wendy tried to warn us about him," one fan wrote online. "Now it's all coming full circle." But what exactly could Wendy be suing for? Let's break it down. First, there's the issue of her firing from Hot 97. Wendy has claimed that being pushed out of the station not only damaged her reputation, but also cost her financially. She had to start over from scratch, rebuilding her career in a new market while dealing with the stigma of being labeled difficult in the industry. And let's not forget the emotional toll of being blacklisted, a term Wendy herself has used to describe what she believes happened to her. If she's able to prove that Diddy played a role in her firing, the financial damages could be significant.
And she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle.
Then there's the alleged incident with Total. While this might seem like something out of a reality show, Wendy has described it as a serious threat to her safety. If she includes this in her lawsuit, it could open up a whole new can of worms for Diddy. Allegations of intimidation and harassment are no small matter, especially in today's climate where accountability is being demanded more than ever in the entertainment industry. Wendy's claims, if proven true, could paint a picture of a man who used his power and influence to silence his critics in ways that go far beyond the norm. Although the case against Wendy is...
That just goes to show you how far the homosexual movement within hip-hop and sports still needs to go.
Of course, Diddy has never publicly addressed these specific allegations, and it's unlikely he'll do so now with all the other legal battles he's facing. But that hasn't stopped fans and commentators from speculating about the potential fallout. Could this be the beginning of the end for Diddy's empire? Or will he find a way to navigate yet another storm? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, Wendy isn't backing down. What makes this situation even juicier is the context of Wendy's own struggles over the past few years. She's been through a lot: health issues, financial woes, and a highly publicized guardianship that has left her feeling powerless at times. But if there's one thing we know about Wendy, it's that she's a fighter. Taking on someone as powerful as Diddy might seem like a David and Goliath situation, but Wendy has never been one to shy away from a challenge. In fact, some might say this is exactly the kind of battle she thrives on. The question now is how this potential lawsuit will play out in the court of public opinion. Wendy has her fair share of supporters who are cheering her on, but there are also skeptics who wonder if this is just another publicity stunt. After all, Wendy has built her career on being provocative, and some critics believe this is just another chapter in her long history of stirring the pot. But whether you love her or hate her, there's no denying that Wendy knows how to keep people talking.
City College was a deep experience for me. I was there, I was on the floor, I watched people take their last breath, regurgitate, and
speaking of talking, it's worth noting that Wendy's claims about Diddy are far from new. She's been vocal about her issues with him for decades, calling him out in interviews, on her talk show, and even in her 2004 memoir. Back then, her accusations were often dismissed as gossip or theatrics, but in light of Diddy's recent legal troubles, they're being revisited with fresh eyes. Some are even calling Wendy a trailblazer for speaking out when no one else would. She was ahead of her time, one fan commented. Wendy was telling the truth before anyone else had the courage to. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is clear: the dynamic between Wendy and Diddy is as complex as it is compelling. Their feud has spanned decades, and it seems far from over. Whether Wendy's lawsuit materializes or not, the very idea of it has reignited interest in their long-standing conflict, reminding everyone just how messy and dramatic their relationship has been. And if there's one thing Wendy knows how to do, it's turn drama into must-watch entertainment.
You could actually hear when somebody died, because you would hear and then you wouldn't hear anymore.
It's no secret that Wendy Williams has faced an uphill battle in the last few years. Between her health struggles, financial woes, and the media circus surrounding her guardianship, the former talk show queen has been through more than most could imagine. But when it comes to Wendy, there's one thing we all know. She doesn't take anything lying down. As rumors of her potential lawsuit against Diddy continue to swirl, it's impossible to ignore how much this fight is tied to her own personal journey, one littered with exploitation, betrayal, and countless battles for control over her life and legacy.
I was very poor, but I was happy. I've never been motivated by money, even though I didn't come from money. I'm motivated by quality of life.
Let's take a step back and look at Wendy's current situation. In recent years, she's been in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. It started with her health. In 2023, Wendy's medical team revealed that she had been diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia, a progressive condition that affects memory and cognitive function. This diagnosis came after years of public speculation about her behavior, which many chalked up to her personal struggles. But the reality was far more serious. Wendy has also been dealing with aphasia, a condition that impacts her ability to communicate, and her ongoing battle with Graves' disease, which has caused physical and emotional strain.
Well, then in 1991, there was the Heavy D and Puff Daddy celebrity basketball game.
City College tragedy.
With her health declining, Wendy was placed under a court-ordered guardianship in 2022. This move shocked her fans and sparked an intense debate about whether the system was truly working in her best interests. Guardianships, as many have pointed out, are supposed to protect individuals who are unable to manage their own affairs. But in Wendy's case, it seems to have created even more chaos. Her court-appointed guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, has been at the center of multiple controversies, with Wendy's family accusing her of cutting them off and mismanaging Wendy's finances.
So we shows up, and I see that the people was already crowded out there, and it was crazy.
Now here's where things get really messy. Before the guardianship, Wendy was reportedly worth millions. She had built an empire through her radio and television careers, living a lavish lifestyle that included designer clothes, expensive properties, and all the luxuries of celebrity life. But since her accounts were frozen by her former bank, Wells Fargo, there have been whispers that Wendy's fortune has all but disappeared. A shocking claim came from her best friend of over 40 years, who stated in a court affidavit that Wendy once had nearly $55 million in her accounts. But within months of the guardianship taking over, Wendy was allegedly told she had no money left. Let that sink in. No money left.
I say, Puff, if they don't do a boxing one outside and get these kids off the door, somebody gonna tonight. He said, Gene, don't worry about that.
This revelation has raised a lot of eyebrows. What happened to all that wealth? Wendy's family has been vocal about their concerns, with her sister Wanda publicly questioning why the guardianship system has seemingly excluded them from Wendy's life. Wanda even revealed that she offered to step in as Wendy's guardian, an offer she says was ignored by the courts. I don't think there was anyone Wendy needed for her health more than her family, Wanda said. It's a sentiment echoed by Wendy's niece, Alex, who spoke out about the exploitation her aunt has faced over the years. It breaks my heart when you see people like my aunt who are vulnerable, and people look for that, Alex said. And that is what we have seen throughout these few years. But it's not just Wendy's family raising alarms. The controversy surrounding her financial guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, has only deepened. Morrissey has faced accusations of mishandling funds, and during a court hearing in 2023, Wendy's ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, alleged that Sabrina had depleted the accounts under her control. Kevin has been fighting to access Wendy's financial records as part of their divorce proceedings, but so far he claims he's been blocked at every turn. There has been gross negligence, Kevin said in court. I don't trust this woman.
And I'm very confident in my feelings towards Kevin initially, how I felt towards him in the middle, why it took me so long to divorce him.
The narrative surrounding Wendy's finances took another dramatic turn with the release of the Lifetime documentary, Where is Wendy Williams? The two-part series promised an unfiltered look at Wendy's life since the end of her talk show, but it quickly became a flashpoint for controversy. Wendy's legal guardian tried to stop the documentary from airing, arguing that it was exploitative and misrepresented Wendy's condition. According to court documents, Morrissey claimed that Wendy was highly vulnerable and incapable of consenting to being filmed. She also accused the production team of filming without a valid contract and releasing the documentary without her approval.
My life, and I do want love in my life. I'm not desperate for anything, but what I am is a woman who feels very attractive.
Adding to the controversy, Wendy's family has openly criticized the documentary, with her sister Wanda Finney calling it a complete invasion of privacy. Wanda revealed that the family wasn't consulted during production and only learned of the project after it was nearly complete. How can anyone tell Wendy's story without the people who know her best? Wanda questioned in an interview. Fans have echoed this sentiment, with many pointing out that the documentary seemed more focused on drama than on showing Wendy's humanity. Critics have also noted that the timing of the documentary's release, coming so soon after Wendy's diagnosis was made public, felt opportunistic and exploitative.
And all of a sudden, she's more than PR.
That's interesting.
She understands finance.
Okay.
Despite these objections, the documentary aired as planned, and its content only fueled the fire. In one particularly heartbreaking scene, Wendy is shown asking, "Where is my money?" She also expresses frustration about her lack of control over her own life, stating, "I have no money, and let me tell you something, if it happens to me, it can happen to you." These moments painted a grim picture of Wendy's current reality, one that many fans found deeply unsettling.
This is the reality of what the world-famous Wendy Williams' life was under a guardianship.
But here's the kicker. Wendy's participation in the documentary wasn't exactly voluntary. While she was listed as an executive producer, Court filings reveal that she was paid only $82,000 for her involvement, a fraction of what she likely would have earned at the height of her career. Her guardian's lawsuit against Lifetime alleged that Wendy was humiliated and exploited, and many fans agree, arguing that the documentary did little to protect Wendy's dignity.
And you see the people that were around her, they were also very overwhelmed and confused by the situation that they were put into.
As if the financial exploitation wasn't enough, Wendy has also been battling to maintain her independence. In August 2024, she was spotted making a rare public appearance with her son, Kevin Hunter Jr., at a holistic wellness store in New Jersey. The sighting sparked a wave of concern among fans, who noted that Wendy appeared frail and was using a mobility scooter. Reports from the outing suggested that Wendy had a heated argument with her caretakers, accusing them of leaving her scooter in the street and failing to ensure her safety. "They just left my stuff out there," Wendy reportedly said. "They're making money from me. Get the car, please." This incident highlights the ongoing tension between Wendy and the people responsible for her care. It's clear that she's frustrated with her lack of autonomy, and who can blame her? For someone who built an entire career on her bold personality and unfiltered opinions, being reduced to a ward of the state must feel like the ultimate betrayal.
We spent a lot of time with the family, and it really was important to understand their point of view. And
all of this feeds into the larger narrative of exploitation that has plagued Wendy for years. From the alleged sabotage by Diddy in the 90s to the financial chaos of her guardianship, Wendy's story is one of resilience in the face of relentless challenges. And while she may be down, she's far from out. If the rumors of her lawsuit against Diddy are true, it could mark the beginning of a new chapter, one where Wendy takes back control of her story and finally gets the justice she deserves.
I'm just trying to understand, what, you pay her and she's your friend?
I pay her.
Okay.
But the question remains, will Wendy's fight against Diddy and the guardianship system bring her the closure she's seeking, or will it only add to the chaos? One thing's for sure, Wendy Williams is not someone who gives up easily. Whether she's taking on a powerful music mogul or battling for her independence, she's proven time and time again that she's a force to be reckoned with. And as her fans continue to root for her, the world will be watching to see how this story unfolds. So what do you think? Is Wendy Williams finally getting the justice she deserves, or is this just another twist in her ongoing saga? And how do you think Diddy will respond to these allegations? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more celebrity news and updates. Until next time, stay tuned.